to our new video. In this one, you will learn 5 uncommon or even strange exercises that are guaranteed to improve your technique. These are some of the exercises that we've heard over the years from great masters during master classes or that we've found in various books. And today we want to share them with you. So stay tuned and let's start. The first exercise is going to be the C major scale. I know, very obvious, right? Starting with the C major scale, and it's also the Segovia fingering, so you've probably played it before, right? But it's not about what we play, but how we play it and how we practice it. And practicing in this way is going to help you a lot if you're feeling tense in the left hand, if you get tired quickly, and if you find yourself pressing entirely too much on the fretboard. This is the exercise that I've heard in a masterclass with Zoran Dukic. He demonstrated it, and basically what you have to do with playing the C major exercise scale is play it slowly and buzz on every note. And you will see that it's much easier said than done, because we are so used to always trying to get the cleanest sound possible. That's where we oftentimes, a lot of us press too much. And this is an exercise that's going to help you with awareness on how much pressure you actually need to achieve a clean and nice sound. Okay, so let's get right into it. So pick up your guitar, and we're going to start with the C major scale, Segovia fingering, so through 2 octaves, and you have to buzz on every note. But it cannot be this. This has no pitch, it's just noise. We have to hear a pitch, but it has to be buzzy. And as I said, easier said than done. You'll see. So let's start. This is also very difficult for me, because suddenly you're aware that you need to be pressing very little actually to achieve a clean sound. And it's going to get even more difficult when we get to the higher strings. Okay, so first C. See? Clean sound. Once again. This is better. This is a good buzz. I want to hear that buzz on every note. This is a clean sound, so I need to apply even less pressure. And on the first string, it's so hard. Clean sound again. So now you see, I was super focused. I found that this actually, I need a lot more focus for an exercise like this than playing the C major like fast, you know, and clean. Because when we make mistakes and we make buzzes, you don't actually want to make them, right? They happen there, and then you're like, oh, I need to press harder here and harder there, and then you're you know, stuck in a loop. You're always feeling tired, pressing more, feeling tired. And that's why this is a great exercise, just so that you can feel how hard it is to actually make a buzz like this, would you want to make it, and secondly, that you actually feel that you don't need to press a lot at all. Next exercise will be for right hand, another very obvious choice, and that is the first Villalobos etude. You've probably got it recommended from your teacher, your teachers, different guitar content creators on different networks. And why is it like that? Because it is such an amazing study, and it is an amazing arpeggio that Villalobos came up with. It goes through all the 6 strings, ascending and descending, and it really trains your right hand. It gets it warm if you're using it as a study at home, but also it is a great piece also as a concert etude, really as a concert piece. Super effective. But again, it's not about what we play, it's about how we're going to practice this study actually. So, if you know the study, if you played it already, you know the basic fingering that Villalobos also suggested. It's so you have B, I, B, I, B, M, I, A, M, A, I, M, B, I, B, I, B. Basically using all the fingers to achieve this great arpeggio. Now, how we're going to practice it actually, it's going to involve only 2 fingers, always the alteration between 2 fingers. And I'm not saying that you have to play it. There are some people who actually use some of these fingerings, for example, PI always, when they actually perform the study, but I'm not saying that this is done for the sake of performing the study, but actually practicing the alteration between the 2 fingers that you're using. Okay, this is just for practicing. Me too, when I am supposed to perform the study, and I do it with the fingering that Lobos intended. But now, first let's start with the easier ones, and that's PI. Then we have PM. These you can practice with preparation or without. Now I played it without. With can be with PM. And with PA. We're going to take it a step further. It's going to feel awkward, but you're going to practice it with I am first, okay? And this is a great exercise for string crossing, right? And we have also a distance between the strings in the beginning. It's not like you're playing first the 6th and the 5th. No, you're playing 6th and then 4th. We're going to first do it with free stroke. To try it with rest stroke. Before I continue, the person that we have to thank for this amazing exercise is our own Professor Joaquin Clerch. So he suggested practicing the first study by Villalobos in this manner. Once again, rest stroke. Try it out yourself. With IA, free stroke first. Rest stroke. And then we do it with MA. First, free stroke. Rest stroke. Now, if you're feeling good about it and want to take it even a step further, we'll do the combinations IM, MA, IA, but the other way around. First, we'll start with MI. Okay, so you start with the M finger. Now, this is awkward because you're always practicing the negative string crossing, right? We have this. This is normal string crossing. This is also the normal position of your hand, right? Now we're doing all the time this. Which, for example, when we're doing scales, we want to avoid, but sometimes it's unavoidable and you need to be able to do it. So, rest stroke. Same thing with IA, well, AI, free stroke. And with rest stroke. And the most awkward of all, AM, free stroke. Stroke. This next exercise is a combination of different techniques, so it's really amazing. We have pull-offs, then we have horizontal shifts, and we have barres. I would say that those are like vertical shifts and these are horizontal shifts. So this exercise incorporates all of that in one exercise. And I should mention they're fast horizontal shifts, okay, with one finger only. And this exercise comes from Maestro Alvaro Pieri himself. He showed it also in one masterclass where we were present and we loved it. So basically, let's start first in the 5th position. You can start also in the 7th if it's easier for the barre for you. And also you can do it throughout the whole the whole of the fretboard, or also do it in a couple of positions, and that's it. So you're going to be pressing the full barre, and you're going to be playing first. Oh, I forgot. There are not only pull-offs, but also hammer-ons in this exercise. So, we're putting the full barre over all the 6 strings, and we're starting with the 2nd finger being on the 1st string. Okay, we're going to pluck the 1st string, and then the 2nd finger is going to do a pull-off, and then a hammer-on the 2nd string first. But you're not plucking the 2nd string. You're only plucking the 1st string. So we have, and then 3rd string. Got it? Now we do the same with the 3rd finger. Keeping the barre and not playing any other strings. Barre is like an anchor, a stability point, basically. So you're not doing that. You always have stability because of the barre. 4th finger. The most awkward one of them all. So you have to be very quick with it, very precise, and also strong in the barre, okay? tiring exercise because you're doing a whole lot of things at once. So take a break in between, do it maybe only in one position, and then tomorrow you try another position and see how it goes. Now the next exercise, it comes from Hubert Keppel's Bible of the Classical Guitar Technique. Hubert was actually my teacher in my bachelor studies, and this exercise, I saw him do it one time in a lesson, and I couldn't comprehend what was going on actually, but then I found it in his book, and he told me that it was actually published, and then it was a bit more clear, because I haven't played a rhythm like that ever in a piece. Later on I did, and that's where an exercise like this comes in handy. So basically, this exercise is about finger independence and control in the left hand while doing a polyrhythm, so 2 against 3. So you're always playing 2 voices. In one voice you have 8th notes, and in the other voice you have triplets, and always changes, the triplets can be in the upper voice or in the lower voice, also for the 8th notes, the same. So let's try it very slowly. Here we go. So there are a total of 12 examples actually that he does of this exercise. Today we're going to do just 4. Let's try it. Now let's try with the example A. So you have in the upper voice the triplets, and in the lower voice okay. Let's try it. Let's try first the first part of it, because it also has the repetition. So together it sounds something like this. I'll do it once again slowly, and the point isn't for your third and first finger to stay on the strings, but for you to always move them. Let's try it again. Now the next part is the same in the upper voice, but in the lower voice we start with the 4th finger. The descending motion. We have the B example. Now it's the other way around. We have the triplets in the lower voice. And the 8th notes in the upper voice. And let's do the first part of the B example. And the second part. For those of you who actually have the book, in the English edition, this is page 184, so you can get it out and maybe mark it for future practicing. Let's do C and D. So now in the example C, we have let's try. Something like that. I think I'm not leaving one or the other finger on the string long enough. There we go. 1 here and then 3, 2 like this. So be careful with your hands and your knuckles, not to overwork them. Then we have D. Very difficult, really a challenge for you. Now the second part, we have, and in the upper voice. So let's try it super slowly together. That was the finger independence together with the polyrhythm exercise. A real challenge, but really very helpful for the independence of the fingers. And the very last exercise is from Abel Carlevaro, from his 4th book. It's actually the very last exercise in the book, and it's an excerpt from his studies as an homage to Villalobos from the 2nd study of those. And it has to do with the transversal movement of the fingers on the fretboard. So also a coordination exercise, finger independence exercise, you know, because you're not doing the shifts like this, you're doing them like that. The fingers are always doing these kind of shifts and then moving on the fretboard. And it can be done on all on the whole fretboard, basically. And this is the longest of the exercises. Well, if you count out Hubert's exercises, which is like a full page, but this is only one of them, and then one exercise that goes throughout the whole fretboard. So the exercise starts like this. First you have, and then this repeats. One string further, and try also to keep the fingerings in the right hand that Carlevaro wrote down. Again. Then we have now I, and then A. Second position. Well, so a fantastic exercise and very groovy, a lot of fun to play. And he actually intended it to be faster than we just did, right? But first start in a super slow tempo to get used to it. And then when you've practiced it enough, you can have even more fun with it. Something like that, but I'm sure you'll manage it much more cleaner and nicer when you've practiced it enough. Thank you very much for joining in. Those were the 5 uncommon exercises, all approved by great masters. Let us know in the comments which one you've liked a lot, which one was the most challenging for you, or if you have some other uncommon or awkward exercises that have worked very good for you and your technique. See you in the next video.